Welcome back to the kitchen of Taste of Asian Food. Today I'm going to make a dish with 3 different ingredients: eggs and pumpkin and also some minced meat. So what I'm going to do today is to make a steamed egg topped with pumpkin puree, and then on top of the puree put the minced meat on top and garnish with spring onion. Let's get started. Let's start with making the pumpkin puree first because it takes some time to steam the pumpkin. So cut the pumpkin into smaller pieces. Remove the skin. Cut the pumpkin into slices so that it will take a shorter time to steam until the pumpkin becomes soft. Transfer the pumpkin slices to a heat-proof bowl. Bring a pot of water to rolling boil in a steamer. Steam the pumpkin until the pumpkin turns soft, which will roughly take about 15 minutes. Now let's prepare the steamed egg while steaming the pumpkin. 4 eggs today is medium size and the total weight without the shell is about 200 grams. Let's beat the egg and try not to create too much bubbles. Prepare some water, which is 300 ml. Since I have 200 grams of egg, so this is 1.5 times of the weight of the egg, that is 300 ml. This amount of water will produce a reasonably firm custard, which is able to support the pumpkin puree and also the minced meat on top of it. Season it with some salt. Get a shallow bowl to steam the egg, and then let the egg pass through a strainer. By doing so, it will remove as much bubbles as possible and make the egg become very smooth. Although I passed the egg through a strainer, there are still some more bubbles. One of the easiest and effective ways is to use the kitchen towel, a paper towel, to break the bubbles. Okay, all the bubbles has gone. Let's steam the egg over low heat. Make sure that it is level. And then cover with a larger plate to prevent condensation. Or you can use aluminum foil if you want. Then close it and steam it over low heat until it is set. How long to steam the egg really depends on how many eggs that we steam, and also it has to be over very low heat to make sure that the surface is smooth. And for the minced meat, just now I stir fried it with some garlic and the Dong Choy, that is a preserved vegetables which is salty, and I do not add any salt at all. But let's say if you do not have that preserved vegetable that is salty, you just have your minced meat, what you can do is add some salt and some soy sauce and some sesame oil. Back to the pumpkin to test it whether it is already soft. Yes, it is soft. So we can remove it from the steamer now. Set it aside because now it's just too hot to handle. Meanwhile, we proceed to the third part of this recipe, that is the minced meat. Heat some oil to saute the garlic. Next, I have an additional ingredient which is optional. This is a preserved vegetable called Dong Choy in Mandarin, Dong Choy in Cantonese. This is preserved vegetables made with cabbage, and it gives a very nice additional flavor to the minced meat. So this is a minced meat, we'll put it inside and stir fry it. You can use chicken that I'm using today. You can also use ground pork You can use ground beef, it is very flexible. The Dong Choy, the fermented vegetable, is preserved by using salt, so it is quite salty. And therefore, I need to taste it before I decided whether I need to add any salt. It's already salty enough, so I will skip the salt. And I will just leave it as it is. Now the pumpkin is already cooled down. Transfer it to a blender. Add some water to make it pourable. Just a bit to make it easy to pour on top of the egg. So this is the puree that I have made. Add some water so that it's able to pour it over the steamed egg. Okay, time's up. Let's check the egg, see whether it is already done. It's very hot now. Now it's still jiggling, as you can see that, but it's already quite firm. Now I remove it from the steamer. The final step is to assemble everything together. Spread the pumpkin puree on top of the egg. Top with the minced meat. Garnish with spring onion. That's the recipe for steamed egg with pumpkin puree and minced meat. Something that is not quite common, something that is different from a normal steamed egg, and I hope you will enjoy it. And if you love this recipe, I have left the recipe in the description below the video for your reference, and I will also add it to the end of this video for your reference. And try it out and let me know the result, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.